Hey everybody, I'm Wanda.
And I'm Ricky.
And we are
Tennessee Camping Nerds.
And we are glad to welcome you back to another campground review.
Yep.
And this one is going to be for Anderson Road Campground.
Yep.
It is an Army Corp of Engineers campground in Nashville, Tennessee, in the southeast area of Nashville, Tennessee,
Yep.
on the southern edge of the Percy Priest Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, I did say it's the Army Corp of Engineers,
Yep.
didn't I?
Yep.
Okay, and this was our first time ever staying there, so we're
Yeah.
going to be able to give you a review of what we thought about it, and we've got a whole video showing every single spot, camping spot, the restrooms, the boat ramp, the dump station,
Mm-hmm.
and so we'll talk more about the campground as we're watching the video with you. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already, be sure to do so. That helps us to promote our channel. And if you like our video, our review of this campground, be sure and give us a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
And click that notification bell. That way you're notified by YouTube when we put up a new review. Campground review. Yes. Be sure and put in the comments below what you, if you have any thoughts yourself about this campground.
And if you like
been there
this
before.
video,
Yeah.
give us a thumbs up.
You ready to start this video so
I'm
we
ready.
can review the campground?
Yep.
Alright, here we go. So, we were curious as to why we've never stayed at this campground
Mm-hmm.
before now. It's like, you know, we searched for places to stay. For some reason, this never did come into play.
No, and we live right here in Nashville.
It's so close to us.
Yeah.
And we really liked it. We enjoyed it.
Yep.
But I think the reason why is because they only have 10 sites that have electric and water on them.
Yep.
All the rest of them, you're going to be boondocking.
Yep.
Nice sites. I'm hoping they'll add more electric hookups to more of the sites.
Yep.
But I think, you know, those first 10 sites are the ones that have the electricity. I think that you really get booked up early, and I think that's why it never has come up in our search for a place to stay. So keep that in mind when you're going here. If you like to, if you tent camp or you don't need the electricity and water, if you're all right with boondocking, you'll probably really love this place.
Yeah.
If you can get one of those 10 sites with the hookups, you'll love it too. But none of them have sewer. But it's nice. It's a nice wooded area. You don't feel like you're camping right up against anybody else. You have your own little area. Alright, so we're coming up here on site number 1. And that's the one we got to stay on this time, wasn't it? As you can see, you're right there on the lake. You don't get charged extra because of lake or waterfront, which is nice. You do get charged extra for all the sites that have the electric and water hookups. But nice level area, good access to the water. Here's site number 2. Also has great view of the water. Also, one of the reasons I think we probably haven't stumbled upon this campground is because they have a much more limited season. They start a lot later than most of the Army Corp of Engineers campgrounds around in Nashville. The season starts at May 12th and it ends on September 29th. So most of the campgrounds are starting in the middle of March or first part of April and going through mid-October or even the end of October. So it's a much shorter time. But you can see these first few sites, they all have a lot of water view, which we love. We love being able to see that water. But the cost right now for the 2023 season is $22 to $24 a night for the non-electric sites, and then $32 a night for the electric, the ones with electric and water. Always keep in mind with the Army Corp of Engineers, you can get discounts, especially if you're a senior. If you're 62 or older, you can get half price on these campsites. And we have another video on our channel if you want to find out about how to get those discounts. And there's site 7, and it has a really good view of the water as well. As with most of the Army Corps of Engineers campgrounds, the check-in time is 3 p.m. Checkout is 12 noon. Now this one you can see the water through the trees, but you're not as close to the water as those first 7 sites. There is a day use area that's very close that we didn't get in this video, but that day use area, as long as you have your parking placard in your window, you can get free access to that. And they have a place to swim, a beach, sandy beach swimming area, and they have a playground and also picnic shelters. But this is the last one with electric and water, and that's site 10. You can see that is a pull through. All the rest of the sites are going to be without the water electricity. And that 10 pull through goes on down to the boat ramp, and then you can come back up. At the end of this video, we'll show you a good view of that boat ramp. There's site 11. Now these are the ones that start with no electricity and water, and the rest of them all the way around. There's no Wi-Fi in the campground, but there is pretty good cell phone service from what we could tell with our use. We didn't have any problems with it. This campground is located at 4010 Anderson Road in Nashville. I'll put that address in the description of this video, along with a link to the website where you can book a stay. It's about a 45-minute drive from the campground to downtown Nashville. Probably about 20 minutes to the Opry Mills area. Opryland, or the Grand Ole Opry. There are a total of 37 sites in this campground. And you can see, like, that site number 16's got a nice paved level spot. Look at how big that parking pad is. That's really nice. I'm hoping that they plan to add more electric hookups and water hookups to these sites. If you all know anything about that, let us know. We did ask the host, but they weren't sure.
And they stay booked up pretty early.
They do. Site 20 has a really big parking pad too. So if you have a big rig and you're wanting to do boondocking in a nice, safe place, this is a great campground for that. With all the Army Corps of Engineers sites, you can stay up to 2 weeks, 14 days within a consecutive 30-day period. You can book 6 months in advance. You can go online and go ahead and book your site. And I would recommend that if you're wanting to get one of those electric and water hookup sites. there were a couple of things that we thought were a drawback to this campground, and we'll tell you about those as we get to those areas in the video.
If you're just tent camping and you don't need electricity or water, just roughing it out in the tent, that's a great place to camp.
It really is. And we certainly enjoyed the amenities that we had on that site number 1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, a lot of these sites are pull through, and they do mention that on when you go and look at the amenities on each spot on the website. Site number 1 was not a pull through. We didn't have any trouble getting in or out of it. Now there's a spot right there, site number 36, that's next to that bathhouse, but it can't be reserved. Now, at one point there was someone parked on that site. They had moved that cone and they had parked there, but I don't know if that was just temporary until they got their site ready for them. But it's not available for you to choose on the website to reserve it. Going to go back around through the campground so we can pick up the view of the other campsites that's on the opposite side of the road. It's a nice place for a riding bicycle. I enjoy riding my bicycle around in there. On this first stretch, where on one side of the road are all the electric hookup sites, there aren't any sites on the other side. Now that is a dirt gravel road that goes up to beside the big bathhouse, and we'll tell more about that when we go up and do a tour of that area. And you can see the big bathhouse up there that has the showers and the laundry. The smaller bathhouse just has restrooms. There's site 13. Back in. And then you have site 14 right next to it that is an actual pull through. Okay, so this is the smaller bathhouse. This is really the only one that I would say is truly wheelchair accessible. It's not very much of a slope to get up there to the bathhouse, but it's strictly just restrooms and sinks. There's no showers in here, and there's no laundry in this little house. As I usually find with the Army Corp of Engineers campgrounds, they clean their restrooms very often. They may sometimes look rustic, but I've always found them to be clean and well stocked. This is around the back of the house, of the bathhouse. And it is handicap accessible. Quick view inside. I did make sure nobody was in there. But you can see, just normal campground bathhouse. Okay, so now we're going to tour the dump station. I found the dump station to be way too narrow. The road to it, and as you're coming up through the dump station, there's a curb on one side, and you know, I just found it to be too narrow. I think they need to widen it out.
Interferes with the step coming up.
Yes, that curb, you have to be careful if you're like us and have an RV that has a step that automatically comes out when you open the door. You can see there it's hitting up against that curb. You pull down a little bit further, that curb tends to go down, so it's not as much of an issue. So you just have to be aware of that, and that's what we're trying to make sure that you know about. They did not have a hose that we could hook up to our camper for the black tank washout. They had this adapter on the end of it, attachment on the end, that I have no clue what that's for. There's no way to hook it up. We do have these little accordion step thing for the hose, and you definitely want to use it there because the place where you dump your where it dumps out into the ground, it actually is up higher than the rest of the ground, so your hose is going to go down and then back up if you don't have one of those to hold it up. So make you aware of that as well. It's just not a good design. Okay, so now we're going to look at the large shower house. As you can see, it is way up that hill. So if you're in a motorized wheelchair, you can get up there. But if you're with a walker, or if you walk with a cane, or if you have a manual wheelchair, I just don't consider that to be wheelchair accessible. I think that is a shame. And to think about carrying laundry from the street, like if you park down there at the parking spot and walking up this steep hill with your laundry to do the laundry, I was really surprised by that. It's a nice big bathhouse. It's nice and clean as usual. Once you get up there, of course it's accessible, but I just can't imagine it being very well accessible to someone who has a hard time walking. See, that's a long, steep hill right there. Now, earlier in the video, I showed you a little dirty, muddy driveway that comes up from the road, and it comes up right back here behind the shower house. You could drive up there and park. You see that there to the back of the video. You could park there and then walk across this grassy area, or do your wheelchair across that grassy area over to there. I have a feeling that road is for the people who actually come up there and clean the showers. But it's not really a parking area, but I would think you could pull up there if you needed to for that access. But it's just not a good design. They really ought to make that a paved road and put some parking area up there and a paved sidewalk from the parking area over to this bathhouse. And then it would be great. Really, I think the lack of a number of sites with electric water hookups, the inaccessibility to this particular shower house and laundry, and then the limitations they have at the dump station are the only drawbacks. Other than that, it's a wonderful campground. I really liked it there. It's peaceful and nice and wooded, and it was good. Just your usual campground showers there. So yeah, what we were talking about a while ago, watching this is making us want to go camping again. Haven't been able to do a lot of camping this year. We've had some setbacks that have kept us from the campgrounds, but looking forward to going back again. Now this is the tour of the boat ramp. It's just past site number 10. And you see here we accidentally go the wrong, we should have gone to the right there and then back around. We ended up going to the left, but didn't run into anybody, so it's okay. But you get to see this from the opposite direction of the way you would normally access it. Now there's a lot of parking area up there, nice big long ones for your truck and trailer to park while you're hitting the lake. There's not a swimming area here. The only swimming area they have is in the day use area that's right close by that you get free access to being a camper. There's the boat ramp. And then we're going on back around the long way. to those of you that are boaters, if you've stayed here before, maybe you can put in the comments below what you think about this place. We do not have a boat, so we don't really have a whole lot to say about the boat ramp. And we'll put, like I said, we'll put a link to the campgrounds in the description area below, so you can go and actually look at these maps up close and book your site. Once again, if you liked our video, our review, be sure and give us a thumbs up, because that helps to promote this particular video. And subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. That helps to promote our channel. And if you'll click the notification bell, then YouTube will notify you when we put up a new review. If you have other campgrounds you'd like for us to review, or restaurants that are close to campgrounds you'd like for us to review, just put that in the comments below, and hope to get to those soon. Anything else we need to say?
I believe that's it.
All right. Let's go camping.
Peace.